Hello. Hello.
I wouldn't say no to some, like, fun little company, Lord knows that. Like, hang on, let me just do the thing. Let me just... come on. There we go. Alright, so plug this nonsense in. I'm just having a lovely conversation with my girlfriend. So yeah, Lord knows as well as if I didn't have you, I would be so bored. You know this, Masonic! I'm pretty sure you do. I'm like 60% positive at this point. Because it was either you or Wild Saber. It was one of them too.
Whoa.
Ayo, who dis? It's Jack. Check it out, it's
Hello.
Jack. How goes it?
Ah. I am fucking sleepy.
Lol. I I have made the mistake of, going for food when I shouldn't have, but like, this food is going to keep me like wide awake for when I go into streaming and what have you. I think this is one of the difficult things of like trying to go for like, like reduced calorie diet and such like that, is that if you do evening things, like you're just going to be tired, because that's what happened when I was streaming with Blue.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm
So-
not surprised.
Yeah, no, I was about damn ready to go to sleep and such like that.
It's time to go EB sleepy.
Hey, who's stole my Artemis?
Fixation.
I still haven't yet done the voice line thing as well either, because
Which voice line thing?
so Artemis got recording of like your or you sent them to me of the like he going straight to Jesus, and then he's like, Jesus said no, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. Sorry, I'm just like now doing the thing that I should have done a while ago, which was posting in all the different discords and such of like, oh hey, I'm online. Oh hey, it's streaming. And I've gone with the funny catchphrase of, there's nothing in the rule book saying a zebra can't outswim a leviathan. Some real Air Bud kind of reference there.
Oh dear God.
Have you ever seen Air Bud?
No.
Neither have I. I just know the memes. Apparently there's a lot of Air Bud films though, so don't know how I feel about that. It's apparently like Land Before Time. I partially remember the first one. I don't properly remember all of the first one, but I have seen the first one at least, but it's probably something I'm gonna need to put on my to-do list.
It's been a very long time since I've seen that. Oof.
So there's a lot of films that like I haven't seen from Artemis's like side of like media and what have you, but there's also a lot of stuff from Artemis's side that she hasn't seen. So we've been taking the opportunity of like crafting a bit of a list of like, we should probably watch one of these things. So I had never seen The King and I since until like last week or something like that. And
Pirates on a boat.
Hey.
On a boat.
There's
Pirates
Cap.
on a
How's it going?
boat. Pirates on a boat.
Pirates on it. Aw. They came in and then they left. How dare they? Why would they do this to us?
Why would they do this to us?
You are very Oh yeah. So like Pirates on a boat. Thank you, Capricious. So but yeah, so the King and I had some things where the one I liked from the King was when he is like he learns the word etc. from the teacher or something like that. And so he just like he'll just go etc. 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 And then there's just like, oh yeah, Moses was a fool or something like that. There are some really silly lines in The King and I, and so that was Artemis's one of Artemis's favorite movies / play. So we went to watch that, and then I don't know how like Jack, you have a favorite Studio Ghibli film, right? Jack,
Do I have a favorite?
you know
Good
what Studio
question,
Ghibli
actually.
is, though, at the very least, right?
Yeah. Yes, of course I do. I've seen so much of it at work.
You just had this really long pause, so I was worried that I somehow was chatting with someone who had not seen any Studio Ghibli films.
Oh no, my brother would be really mad at me if I've never seen any Studio Ghibli film, because I'm the one that introduced it to him.
Ah, lol. Alrighty then. So yeah, so you've got one, and hang on, was Lamau?
I mean, the problem is trying to figure out if it's Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle.
Well, for me, it's Howl's Moving Castle, because it was like the first one I watched. It was an English dub, and that alongside with My Hero Academia and Dungeon Meshi, I consider to be, reasons to be like, oh, hey, you can have good dubbing in anime. It's very important that you do so. There shouldn't be this like 100% dismissal of dubbed anime, because quite frankly, it's like, you know, for some of us, it's like, yeah, sure, having it subbed is like a little bit helpful because like it helps remove any biases people have. Like like Neon Genesis, someone was like there was like apparently, I haven't seen Neon Genesis, I will be real with you, but apparently people had a really big problem because some dude in a hot tub, the original translation was like, oh, I love you, but when they were adapting it into English dubbed, they changed it to it's like I consider you a friend or something like that, where it's like, you know, really breaking the lip syncing at that point. But also like that felt like some erasure nonsense there, where it's just like, oh no, we can't use I love you in this scene where two bros are in a hot tub together or something like that.
Ouch.
Mm.
Oh,
So
I just remember the other movie that I like from Studio Ghibli. It's Whisper of the Heart.
Whisper of,
Oh,
I
that's
have
a
not
really-
heard of that one. Whisper of the Heart.
it's a fairly unknown movie, but I really like one scene from it.
Okay. So yeah, so I want to see The Boy and the Heron, because that one's got Robert Patterson in it as well, and apparently he's done like some real crazy voice.
I've seen the clip and I was like, I'm starting.
Apparently, like, he has notes and he's like he's contorting his body as he does like the weirdest fucking accent, and I'm like, holy bejesus, he just doesn't do things normally. I think ever since Twilight, he's just been like, I'm never gonna be typecast, and so because of that, we get him in things such as The Boy and the Heron, Mickey 17, The Batman, and Tenant. This man has just like, it's him and Daniel Radcliffe, where they're like, ah, yes, we had been brought up by our respective IPs at the start, but we'll be damned if we're gonna stick to those IPs for our funding.
Yup.
So, but yeah, so Artemis, she never seen a Studio Ghibli before.
Oh.
I know, crazy, isn't it? So yeah, so I went and got us watching Howl's Moving Castle. I got a really good copy of The King and I, and it was really lovely to watch, and I was just like really like, you know, following it and such like that. Yes, I had. What do you mean yes you had? I'm pretty sure like you didn't. We were at a what's-a-mahoozy? We were at like a Japanese restaurant thingy-madiggy, and you didn't like know Studio Ghibli films or something like that. Am I remembering something incorrect? Like, am I thinking of someone else? You had watched Spirited Away before, but that was it until the other night. Ah, okay. So you okay? Well, why did I? Who was I thinking of that didn't see any Studio Ghibli films? Also, hi there,
I mean,
Chaotic
I wouldn't
Nuclear.
be surprised there's like a number of people who haven't seen it.
It's one of the, like, I've met Australians that have not seen The Lord of the Rings, and I feel like that one is a weird one considering the stranglehold in the 2000s that Lord of the Rings had across, like, Australia, because, you know, number one, it was filmed in New Zealand, basically Australia's backdoor. Hi there, Draconian Man, welcome. And also, like, there was promos all over the place. There was a Lord of the Rings KFC promo. I've never watched Coraline. No idea what... Hey, hang on a sec.
Oh, you should watch that.
Could be good.
Oh.
So, it's not
Coraline
a Studio Ghibli.
is a-
It's not a Studio
Yeah.
Ghibli film, but yeah, it's actually, you know what? I'm gonna put that on the to-do list because that's not in my
But it's a
thing.
Leica Studios movie, so I would recommend that actually.
What's the one Kubo and the Two Strings? That's the one
Yes!
with
Yes.
that's the one with like
absolutely.
the monkey and the beetle soldier, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That is a very good movie. I'm actually looking forward to the next Leica Studios movie.
You're
That's
talking about
coming
the
out.
upcoming Lord of the Rings game that's being developed? No, we were talking about the Lord of the Rings films. There are Australians walking among us, like, who are, you know, in their 30s, who have not seen the Lord of the Rings, like the ones with Peter Jackson doing them and featured in them. So
I need to give you the next movie that Leica Studios is doing.
There's
Well,
probably
I mean,
like a
it's only
good number
a
of 'em.
teaser. It's a teaser trailer right now.
Yep.
Where do you want me to put this?
Send it into the like the zebra, like just general or something like that, of like, hey, like movie or something like that. Like it's nice that it's like slowly, like, you know, once in a while someone's sharing something, which is great. I'm glad that the art channel is getting some usage between you and Davey Boy.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm gonna put in clips in media because I just.
Nope, fair enough. I'm too busy watching Two Broke Girls. Is Two Broke Girls still going on? I thought, or is it done by now? Like, I thought the plot of it was to... Meowdy, Leonis, welcome. There is... Meowdy. There is a lion. There is a lion named, Kahlua that does Meowdy. Like, if I go into the VC... while they're in it, they'll go Meowdy. I feel like it's a lion thing. If you have a lion or a cat persona, like they do the whole, like, you know, Meowdy. Like that's how they do it. All right. Hang on. I need to convert to multiplayer, confirm, host a multiplayer session. All right, here we go. I'm just getting some stuff. Funny enough, I'm in America who hasn't seen Lord of the Rings. So I was just sat down to watch all of The Hobbit. Oh my gosh, you went through The Hobbit first? Would recommend going through the Lord of the Rings series. You don't need to go through the extended cuts. Like, you can go through the first film, go with the cinematic, like, you know, like thingamadiggy, it's fine. You don't need to be that person that's like, ah, yes, I am going to sit down and watch 9 hours of, like, this trilogy that random people on the internet has recommended to me. You don't need to do that. Just go through the first film. Just the first film, cinematic length, because that one is, like, the appropriate, like, you know, 90 minutes or 100 minutes, something kind of thing. And if you like it and you're like, oh, I wish there was a little bit more, then you can go for the cinematic, then you can go for the extended cuts and such. But the thing that makes the Lord of the Rings special as well, I don't know, feeling called out, is closer to 15 for all extended. Yeah, someone did that to you, Artemis, and I'm just sort of like, I hope to never be the nerd that just demands that it's like, oh yeah, if you're gonna go through anything, you're gonna go through this thing, like, you know, in its entirety. Let me sit down with you as we go through the entirety of Supernatural's, like, 15 seasons. It's gonna be great.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh, I don't care what gender you are. Put on the maid outfit.
Oh my god.
Hi there! Forgive me being in a maid outfit. That was Blue's fault. They thought it would be appropriate for me to be in a maid outfit for whatever reason. But hi there, Sly! I saw you playing through Resident Evil Village. Welcome. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Grant. I'm a variety himbo streamer. I normally wear a shirt, but right now I'm in a maid outfit because one of my moderators, Blue Foxy Nicey Icy, decides to put me in a maid outfit. And we are going through... Hang on. I don't have the thing properly set up. We are going through Subnautica 2. Who's we, you asked? Well, the viewers are watching. There's me playing it.
Icy is cute.
And then I've got, where is it? There's Jack.
Hello.
Jack is my Subnautica expert for now, because I am a fucking idiot.
No, you're not.
Nina follower is now released on Steam. Nice. There's still so many games I have not picked up and such like that. Like, I'm very tempted to pick up the Lego Batman game. There's always the, I don't remember this bioreactor thingamadiggy being here. Oh, it's already scanned, never mind. Supply crate is empty. Where do we need to go? But yeah, 007 First Flight. That one looks kind of cool that I want to give a little look at and maybe play if I can. Like, there's so many games, but I have a full-time job and I don't get my long service leave until next year. I'm gonna be one of those weird people where it's like, my long service leave kicks in, and I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna take the full 10-week break, and what am I gonna be doing? Nothing but video games. Nothing but the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, or Horizon, or, like, whatever else is released by the time we get to 2027. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a new Elder Scrolls or Fallout by then. Although, unlikely, considering we haven't heard anything from them. So, yeah. Ah! What the fuck? How did you end up there? You were not there. What the shit?
What's happening?
Like, there wasn't a coral, but the coral crab popped up. All right, where are we putting the fish?
Just put it in here for now, I guess. I don't know.
Because
did you see it?
Good news, I have recovered my giant enemy crab. What did I miss? I saw wild sabers. I'm utterly exhausted from moving today. Hey, can I trade spines with you? No, because I want a good spine. Thank you very much. And Lord knows that I need to. Also, why is like, hang on. Nothing's happening to the reserve like, should these things fill up?
Check your top left corner. Sometimes there's a visual glitch that doesn't make it show up, which is really annoying, but we live here.
Yeah. No.
So it's all good. It's all good.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, so, I've been able to make a tadpole depth module. I made 2 of them, and...
Why did you make 2?
Just in case we want to go deeper.
You can only stack 1.
No, I'm pretty sure you can stack 2. Like, give me a second. So if I go... So right now it's, you know, it can have a maximum of 450. And now if I go into the thing, I put in another one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's still 450. God fucking damn it. I thought it was stackable. Well, just in case it explodes or something. You know how these tadpoles are.
They're not that bad, come on.
Oh, I don't know. They could explode. It's a, you know, it's like insurance. You don't get it because you expect the thing to happen. You get it in case the thing you weren't prepared for happens.
Sure.
However it goes. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We need to go up to the the life pod.
The life pod? Why?
Because I need to go talk to the AI thingamadiggy.
Oh.
Because he's like, oh hey, like, you know, you should go talk to the AI. They want to talk to you. Oh, hello. Hang on.
I'm gonna go explore for a bit.
All good, all good. I'll just pick up some titanium while I'm at it.
Fine.
Also, I just realized I still got the music running in the background. There we go.
It's alright. Ambient music.
Well, we already got ambience within the video game, and yourself talking. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep my back. Be like someone I know and get it after the thing happened. What do you mean after the thing happened?
Oh. Get insurance after it happens.
Oh, okay. And then just, you know, fraudulently say, yes, this only happened after the insurance crossover time.
Sounds like a good time.
Ruby.
Another black box. It's Ruby again. Partial voice data retrieved.
Forced down by needler attack. Waiting for me outside. See you soon.
It sounds like she didn't expect to make
Your
it.
new apartment is in the basement of a Victorian or colonial 3-story house. The basement is okay as it has a main room, a bedroom, and a connected bathroom and a kitchen. Wow. Ton of cabinets and your own personal washing machine and dryer. Cool. We don't get basements in Australia. We have, like... Hang on. Shit.
Tight.
Lost my headphones. We don't normally have basements. Like, you've got space under the building, but it's not like there's any, like, you know, structural walls holding everything in when they do that. It's just out open to the elements and maybe a fence. So, cool that you got a basement. Also, what just happened? Why is my... I heard a little noise when that... Never mind.
What happened?
I thought I heard, like, a click-clink thing, but it's okay.
Ka-clink?
I'm probably not describing it well. Achoo! Excuse me.
Listening tight?
Thank you. So, yeah. You only wear a shirt of it. Still. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The temptation of putting a 4th turbine there, so then that way we can create the Noah thing in this building.
I mean, you can if you want. No one's stopping you.
Would be good. Hang on a second. Let's do that right now. Give me a second. Exterior facility.
Hold on.
Oh, you need copper. Damn it. Even with everything in this building, I still need copper.
Let me process some water and I'll go get some copper for you.
Oh, here's the thingamadiggy for fish. Although we're nearly filled up on fish. Do not get any more half moons, but do get some harvest moons.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome, awesome.
I'm just making some water, because I think we're running out.
Nah, fair, fair. Also,
I mean,
I've
it's
got
like
like
one
a...
of the things that we just run out really quickly of.
Also, I've got like a growing bed up here as well.
Ayo.
So...
What are you growing up there?
Loads of things. I got like this...
Loads of things.
Loads of things. I got like 3 of those like weird medical gel sack things, 3 of those like rot sacks, some pent.
Pent?
Pent.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can turn it into biofuel if you collect it.
Do you have a bio...
Bioreactor? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like one
Okay.
of the last things. So yeah, good news. I was able to recover the resources that were stuck in the hill. So, yay.
Fantastic.
Hence why we now can have like, you know, way more cool shit in here. Ooh, hello. Sulfur? Can never have too much titanium. Lord knows this is very true in our new base.
Oh. Okay.
And then
1, 2... The caves, they're hiding it from me. God damn it.
the what are hiding from you?
The caves, they're hiding it from me. The fuckers.
We don't need a lot of gold, do we?
No, not really, but if you have golden sulfur, I think you can make, like, you can make something. I can't remember what it is, but I know you can make it from the
Gold and
processor.
Ah, yeah, the big processor you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't remember what it is.
All good, all good. Fox, God blesses you. Thank you. Alright,
Blue moon.
Harvest moons.
Blue moon. Blue moon. Gonna pick up some blue moons as well, because that's usually fucking rare in my game. Not rare in yours, but rare in mine for some reason.
Maybe
Oh,
there's
what
like
happened here?
maybe there's like just sort of interesting little like seeds in these maps where like the seed actually has like different resource generation.
Huh. Okay. I just got an extra inventory slot. That's really cool.
Oh, cool.
Do we need silver?
Couldn't hurt.
Couldn't hurt to get more silver. I mean,
Welcome
I
aboard.
could. Let me see. I have some inventory slots. Oh, that's really nice to
alright.
see them all grow in a line.
Alright, so
I'm just
Did you
in
see her?
a slightly awful place right now, and I'm like, damn, why am I here?
Fortunately, the bathroom is off limits for now, as the house has suffered sewage backup and it was fixed before I moved in. Hiring a professional cleaner to de-clean the bathroom, and tiles in the main room need to be replaced because of them tearing it up and to get to the pipes. Ah, sucks. Alright, so... So in the processor... Oh. Oh no, that's
sulfur and gold makes something, but I can't remember what it is.
Sulfur and
anymore.
gold can make strong acid, or
Oh, yeah, so, okay,
we
so
can
if we're
create
running out
some.
of necrolite cis, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, we don't have any necrolite cis, so. Have it create 5 of them. So then that way it freezes up some space.
Copper. Copper. Okay. I picked up some copper. I am coming back.
Because what I'll do is I'll create it near the base. So then that way, by creating it near the base, I can then, like, you know, use the resources that are in the containers and such, and then it will,
Yeah.
Yeah, you get me. You get what's in my brain. God, I have so much titanium.
Put in your titanium box.
Oh yeah, there's 3 of them. There's 2 titanium containers up here. Got some salt, got some creature enamel.
Okay, I am coming back.
So...
Oh, did we not discover this place? That's really interesting.
Wait, discovered what place? Hang on.
No, I feel like we have, but then I think some things have been rolled back for me specifically, so I'm like, oh, cool.
Hang on. Heading over to you. Oh.
No, there's like a... Hi-oh. Wait, I'm just dropping off some stuff. Hang on. I literally went to go find copper. Where is metals? Metals. But we don't have space in metals.
Then you'll need to go upstairs and put it into the other things, because I think I have a copper storage.
You have a copper storage?
It's up on level 2.
Hold on. Silver, copper, damn.
On a positive note, the hat has a stray cat that has gained and started taking care of. Cool! Don't forget to vaccinate it.
There is this storage box. I can't put things in it again. It's having that glitch of like I can only put stuff halfway.
Oh, what?
In like half the container and none of it.
Okay, do you want to...
Yeah, this one.
Oh,
This is the
okay.
one. For some reason, I can only put in half of it, so I don't know.
Alright, let me...
It kind of fixes it if you like put it down again, but I don't know if you want to do that.
Like this.
Yeah. I don't have anything to put in there right now. I have a buddy to bring with me.
Buddy! Alright, so... We had someplace to go?
Where are we going?
Because
That's the question. Where do you want to go?
Oh, Ruby's black box over here.
Yeah, we
Are
can do that.
you latched on?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's close to the alien ruins. Oof. Means we're gonna see Carl.
Carl, that kills people.
I don't like Carl. It's mean.
Let me just turn this on just so I can fucking see. Whee!
We don't need to see.
That was me. That's fine.
Of course that's you. It's always you. You always do this.
Yay, we're no longer at a crushing depth. Okay, but that sounds spooky, so excuse me while I just... So there's quartz over there.
I'm not leaving.
Hey, look, copper. What?
He's just right there. Is this right there?
I don't see him.
Don't worry about it.
Also, why does it say the Scout Ray's chassis is like all the way back at base? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's with us, but you know, it's a little buggy.
All right.
Oh, cool. I'm not on the other side.
Hi there, Sir Dragon. Ooh, it goes even deep. Oh, okay. I see a yellow barrier, and I'm like, okay, cool. So you're telling me do not go further.
Don't go deeper. Don't go deeper. Don't go deeper. Not in this region, please.
I'm giving Jack trauma.
You don't understand how nerve-wracking it is just to be on the outside.
I see the barrier. I wasn't gonna, like, you know, go through it.
You say that.
Like, I just wanted to do this. Like, look at that. Oh, it's so scary. Ooh. See? We're fine. It's fine.
PTSD.
Ooh, hang on. I don't recognize all this. You hear that?
Yeah, I do.
It's that thingy-majiggy. Oh yeah, this, I'm guessing there's some disease shit here.
We can't handle it right now.
What do you mean we can't handle it?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, okay, so you gotta be stealthy. Ooh. This is a different alien, like, thingy-majiggy. Yeah. Oh. Game?
Electro Gordos.
Sorry?
We have Electro Gordos.
Oh, okay, because I'm not seeing them.
Yeah, because they're latched onto the ship, draining the power.
Oh. Okay.
Probably the only thing that that is kind of scary to have latch on.
Fair enough.
Did you see it?
Oh, look, more enamel shit. Do you want it? What did I miss? Like, I get a Hey, I got a shirt now. Yay.
Gets to wear a shirt now? Damn.
Look, it gets taken from me so much, okay? Oh, hey, were we here before? Yeah, we were,
Yeah,
weren't
we were. Yeah.
Alright, so that means the black box is nearby.
Right here.
Oh.
Black box record. Sorry, boss. Couldn't make it to the southeast rack. Forced down by Needler attack. I gotta make repairs. They're waiting for me outside, and I'm all out of
Petridale
medkits.
restaurant
I'm
paid
gonna
me
dump
to
my
say we
flares,
like the
grab
Zeeb
the depth
kiddies.
module, and swim to the
Yeah.
research camp. See you soon, one way or another. Ruby out.
Is there anything?
Probably some Celestine if we can find it. Other than that, not much else in this region.
Other than the weird alien structure over there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Celestine, there's a couple new stuff you can pick up. Over here would be like, I think Enamel and Celestine, but I'd rather pick up Celestine.
Okay, hang on. I've already got like enough enamel from like the last time, so. Oop.
Nice. Hang on. Oh. Let me out. Okay, here we go. I'm done.
Alrighty. But yeah, let's check out the alien thingamadiggy that was back there. Hang on. Hopefully I'm going the right way. Yeah, looks like I'm going the right way.
Your sense of direction is fine.
Ish.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh,
That bastard.
he's new.
That bastard. Very aggressive.
Is he?
You want to get out and find out?
Oh, okay. No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to find out. I think I found out just that. Oh. What in the
This is
actual...
biting me. Yeah, like I said, very aggressive.
What in the actual... Hang on, can I go all the way down?
No. Just barely.
Barely.
Just barely.
Yeah. But it looks like there's a alien thingy-majiggy here. Can we... Oh, looks like we can get
Go
in.
ahead.
Can we get in from here?
I'll be here. Yep.
Oh, but it's like...
These power plant control surfaces operate.
Fuck if I
in a
understand
format
anything.
outside human perception. Recommend adaptation.
Oh, that's annoying. And then... Okay, it just goes out the other. Cool. I was hoping we could scan it, but sure. Oh, you didn't want to go out and explore?
Nah.
Walk away in search of kids.
Maybe we just need to scan the thingy-majiggy and it will tell us like what we're looking for.
It's the same. You have to find the other in. You have to find the
Requires
other.
an unknown tool. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have the tool
Okay.
because it's like armored.
Hmm.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I want to pick up that resource. Conduit crystals are really hard to come by.
Okay.
That is not a conduit crystal. Hang
What
on.
was it?
Okay, latched on. I just picked up conduit crystals. They're really annoying to find.
Ah, okay, okay. Oh, hey, there's a light over there.
That's to like a massive silver mine.
Oh, hey, and there's a chest. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's got the thing that we need. Over here. This is the thing that we need to scan.
The feedback resonator?
Yep.
It's one of two.
We can find another one if... Oh.
Oh,
Whoops.
you good?
I didn't mean to drive.
You're good, you're good. Sorry, I'm just, like, having a little look around.
If we go further down that way, just be careful of the depth
Ooh,
limit
what's this?
because we're at the cusp of it.
Oh, cellulite.
Celestine.
Celestine, sorry. It only gave me one, annoyingly enough.
Yeah, that's why it's a little annoying to get.
Alrighty, hang on.
We need a lot of this, as far as I can tell you.
No, fair enough, fair enough. Hey, alright, I got quite a bit more. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 now. I can probably... Yeah, I'm gonna drop the half moons. I wasn't meant to eat them.
Oh. Delicious fish.
Fresh
Raw
water
fish.
intake.
Sushi. Did you enjoy your sushi?
It was very raw. And I'm all out of space.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
Yep. Okay, if we go to the right a little bit more, there is a brand new area, and this is an area we need to kind of gather resources from.
Seawater.
Just be careful of the depth limit here.
Resources for massive construction projects.
Ooh.
And
Extracted lead for emergency shelters from the native ethel pools. Preferring
these are metal farms.
delirium rather than tumor-riddled.
Why am I getting a...
Because he's just right there.
Who's just right there? Oh! Okay. I'm guessing he doesn't like the metal farms.
He lingers above. Oh. Bird wings. Hang on, let me see if I can pick up some eggs.
Epicurean. Okay.
They're also quite aggressive, so be careful.
Yeah, I picked up on that when that one decided to just take a chomp out of me. Oh, there's the other one.
You're tasty.
See, Blue, you're not the only one.
Education continues a dangerous trend of adapting alien
Copper wire,
technology
copper.
to Terra devices.
Do scan the metal farms if you can.
All right, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, okay. There we go.
Oh, I got it. Never mind. Okay, so.
Oh,
we
I need
find
some water.
Resources. I don't have water with me.
Damn.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get some resources from here. I have space.
Entangled power cell. Ooh, okay, so we might need a few of those. Manga alloy. Okay.
Manga alloy.
Well, that's what it sounded like.
Where'd you park the car, by the way?
30 seconds.
Oh, over here.
I'm gonna get assaulted soon.
Oxygen.
Where are you? There you are.
Yep, coming. Oh, latched on. Okay, so I have Trollo light. Careful.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping an eye on the depth, don't you worry. I have a repair tool as well, so worst case scenario. Hi there, Vince DeLupo. Welcome, welcome.
So many things here that just want to eat us, which is ridiculous as hell.
Dehydration.
I think I picked up enough. No, I picked up
Okay,
7. I don't know how many you have, though.
Full of okay, so I got things that can give me food, but not water. Okay.
Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
There, hang on. I'm just gonna pick up this thing.
Trollo light.
Ooh. Okay.
Another thing that I want to pick up, it's in the pools here. Hold on.
Pools? Hang on.
Oh, hold on. Being assaulted by fish. God damn, every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants my ass.
Depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Coming up.
Up here.
Hello.
Did
Okay.
you see it?
Being logically proven is that zebras cannot swim in water. Says who? Since fucking when? Alright, I got a little more space in me. Alright,
Ow.
what the fuck was that?
Yes, recovery.
Oh, those things. Okay.
Oh, ouch. Oh, that's half my health. God damn.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alien ruins are up that way. Pretty sure there's like a... Oh. Well, that's annoying because there's like a little thingamadiggy there. And then, oh, interesting. Okay, so
User death imminent.
oh, I'm probably gonna die in the next few minutes
Why?
because I have no water.
The Noetic advisor has transmitted an alert.
Habitation muffler? What? Oh, that's the first time I found that. Damn, okay.
Advanced.
Advanced battery. That's really
I dead.
nice.
Fear
Oh.
not. Udal Singh, the
Oh dear,
Karakoram
he has
ruins.
died.
By a civilization that developed to the same level as
Well, your stuff is still
pre-expansion Earth.
here.
I lost 2
But I need to come and
titanium,
pick you
so it's not a big problem.
Industrial metals, digital computers.
What else
open
did you
space
hold on to?
life, The whole suite.
Oh, a lot of trolleyite.
Place
So,
along a different path. They got
not a lot.
electricity fast. I think they. Oh, hang on a
hold
minute,
on.
I've got to hide.
I'm just gonna drop like a bunch of stuff and pick up
I think
your
the acts of
whatever is
themselves
actually important
can
in there.
sense
fair enough. New resources will be most important.
And they figured out,
Yep.
hey, these long bacterial fibers.
Okay,
These
I am
things
on my
carry
way
an
back.
electrical current.
Because the rest will be like
Some clever
quartz
Axum
and
wrapped those fibers
titanium.
up into
Yeah,
a
that don't
generator.
matter.
And once you've got a generator, you can make your own electricity. And start pulling metal from the
Can't
seawater.
believe you just like
Farming the sea.
dehydrated to
Great
death.
tools.
Damn.
Damn, I know, it's crazy. The human body can last several days without, like food, like
Destroy
dozens upon dozens of days. But when it comes to water,
telegraph lines
3.
And electric lighting. Thousands
exactly.
of years before the first flame.
Which is ridiculous considering we're surrounded by ocean.
Electricity means modernity.
But salt water,
The
bad.
Axum.
And also metal salt water when you think
old
about it.
As bronze.
Water here ain't too good for us. I mean, I could propose that we could make like a little outpost out here.
Okay, hang on a second, let me just... And then... Putting the thrallite in here. We have a lot of lead, I realize.
Yep. I don't know what we can use that for though.
So, conduit crystal and a gold ingot can create an entangled power cell. Exploits phase, conjunction, and gold structure for... Cool, awesome. I'm guessing we make that
Oh.
once and we get some real cool shit.
Maybe.
To any survivors of the Goron Gardens habitat,
Strike armor.
I
Oh,
am pursuing
that's actually
Nahima towards
useful.
the World Tree. She has been compromised by Macefield syndrome and wants to eradicate humanity on Proteus. I'm going to stop her. And, if possible, destroy the tree. Do not believe anything she tells you. She is determined to kill us all. I'm leaving supplies for anyone who comes after me. If you lose my trail, assume that I failed. Find Nahima. Kill the tree. Good luck. Boucher out.
Oh yeah, conduit crystals is for the improved fins. We've got all the tools that we need.
I only picked up like one.
Yeah.
It's probably not enough for anything.
Alright. Yeah, we need at least 2 for the feedback resonator and something called strontium. Whatever the fuck that is.
Processor.
Alright, give me a second. Let's have a look.
It's in the processor. It's from Celestine, if I remember.
Yeah, Celestine, which I don't have. For whatever reason,
have.
there isn't like a lot in here, so. Electronics. No. Textiles. I don't really have anything new in the textiles. Glass, not new. Don't have too much in the silver. Copper department. Yep, I can put all this in there. Titanium. And then random assortment of bullshit. Go in here. and then the strong acid will go
Random
back into
assortment
process.
of bullshit here.
No, yeah, that's the best way I can describe that slot. And then quartz goes in here. All right.
Hello. I see the base.
Hello.
Oof. I didn't see Carl at all. It's fantastic.
Nice.
Do you remember to drink water?
Yes, I did, and I have some spare water with me. Strontium is a metal if
Yay.
my memory of the periodic table is accurate. Sounds about right. Sounds like a periodic table kind of thing. Alrighty.
I'm just gonna
Hydraulic
put it
turbine.
upstairs because I don't know where to put any of this. Oh, nice. We can overdrive it so we can just get extra power? Damn.
Yep. But considering I'm going to just, you know... Look at that.
Huh? What'd you make?
I made more turbines.
Ah. Yay! More turbines.
So you should get, like, plenty of,
Let's see, change recipe. Because I just realized we can actually make the entangled power cell.
Oh,
May as
nice.
well.
Okay, okay.
We have one conduit crystal, so better than nothing.
Sounds good to me. Less recharging work, and plus, like you mentioned, we could probably start making a forward base with all the titanium we got. So, yeah. A shame we can't make like.
Titanium, some sort of quartz.
It's a shame we can't like make like a bigger chest for the thingamadiggy to hold.
No, the floor lockers are the only thing that's big enough. So we could just make like a massive room and just put all the crafting stuff in the middle of the room. Or the storage in the middle room, I don't know.
Alright, so harvest, half moon, blue moon. So we need more blue moon. And then what kind of food can we make here? Good Jordy does this thing. 40, 16, 15, 40, 80, 70, 10 requires a deep wing Ed clump and some Cherimoya rotsack. The fuck is Cherimoya rotsack? Sounds weird.
Is it green?
Maybe. Alright,
It's probably green. Okay, I got the power cell, so I'm gonna install it in the goober.
Alrighty then, sounds good.
Buddy, I'm not attacking you, please.
Welcome back, Vince. Alright, and then I can put some titanium into here. Alrighty. We good to go?
Hang on. I am just gonna get some food. 3 moon tamaki.
Oh wow. What did you do? I had this at like never mind. Alright, fully repaired. No props. Also, for whatever reason the battery charging was disabled.
Huh?
For whatever reason, battery charging was disabled.
Oh, that's really funny. Hold on, I need a first aid kit, because Christ almighty, I'm literally about to die.
We should find them in
Ouch, the
healing.
twin sit arrays are awful. Yeah, I got some healing. I still have some Celestine on me. I did make some strontium.
Alright, hang on a sec. I'm just gonna...
Did you empty out the the chest in...
No, I haven't yet, sorry.
Okay, give me a second. I will do that. Celestine. Oh, that's a lot of Celestine. A lot of salt too. Nice.
The Noetic Advisor has transmitted an alert. Return to the life pod at your convenience.
Return to the life pod at your earliest convenience. How about... No.
Nuh-uh. We're doing our own thing. We still haven't finished our
No.
fun exploring. Give me a second, I need to put some stuff into nature. Here we go. Yeah, we have way too much acidic ration pouches. It's gonna be a bit annoying. And then... And you were making some strontium.
Yep.
Alright, hang on. I'm gonna see. So we can do bio with the pent, phobius, salt, phibos with the water, first aid with the medical sac. I'm gonna make some mild acid just to use up some of this, just to use up some of that, like, weird sacs.
What sex?
The weird sacs. The thing you get with the
what's-
medical something or rather. I don't know how to explain it.
Radion pouch?
That, is that what they are?
Yeah, they're Radion pouches.
The acid, yeah, Ryan pouches, that. Because we got like 3 thingamajiggies and, you know, they'll get used up quite a bit.
Alright then.
Oh, there's new, we can create a cavitation muffler, reduces the noise, making it less likely to attract unwanted attention, and some armor.
Yeah, we should get strike on it so we will withstand attacks.
So do we want strike or cavitation? Because, oh, we could make both.
You could. We have enough strontium. We do have enough Celestine to make more strontium.
Alright, cool. I made both.
Nice.
And did we empty out the chest in the tadpod?
Yes.
Awesome. Alright.
Okay, conduit crystal. Yeah, 2 conduit crystal. Oof. Damn.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit.
That's rough, buddy. Alright.
My girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, I wasn't meant to carry it. Fuck's sake. Attached a hard point. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
What? Sir?
Oh, you on?
No. I am now.
Do you think you could speak whale?
I don't think so.
Do you think the leviathans can speak whale?
Why do you want to know if they can speak whale?
Oh, damn you. Oh, you can collect the leviathan for whatever reason. Ow, let me...
I keep telling you, don't straight shot.
Oh no,
like
it's
this.
fine. Look at this. Besides, a repair tool will get this done in lickety-split time. Alright?
I'm the one sitting outside the vehicle, sir.
Next time...
I'm the one sitting outside the vehicle, not you.
Well, maybe next time you try and pilot it. See? Look at that. I'm piloting again. Clearly, you trust me.
Oh, it's more like I'm reading something else at the side. I'm too lazy to drive right now.
Ah, you're just my passenger princess then.
Yeah,
We could
pretty
almost turn
much.
this into a forward operating base if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Although, I think it won't let us, like, do an adaptation of it, will it? Because it's all flooded.
No, we did just have to make a base elsewhere. Maybe.
Okay. Okay, do you see the huge arch here?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Is it getting closer, or...?
Yeah, you're getting closer.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's just like a case of it's so big you can't tell whether or not you're getting closer or not.
Nope. Apparently, there's something worth scanning right there. Oh, it's the power plant. That's what they want me to scan. The Karakoram power plant. Okay.
Well, we need to find conduit crystals. It kind of gathers around the walls near here. I don't exactly know where exactly, because it's not exactly clear where this thing spawns. That's Celestine.
Yep. And then it's just weird things here.
Oh, wait, I see a battery.
It won't let me pick it up. Oh, because you might have already scanned it.
No?
Well,
Oh, I can't scan it.
and I can't pick it up.
Oh, this is... Okay, no, you can't pick it up.
Ooh, water.
That's really funny.
Well, I was able to pick up the water.
What? I can deconstruct this. Why?
Requires a builder to deconstruct. Oh, I can do that.
I don't think that's working as intended.
You remember the last time it just decided to go underwater? Or not underwater, we're already underwater. Underground.
Oh. It's probably under, isn't it?
Under something, yeah.
Sobbing.
More silver. Just a shit ton of silver and Celestine.
We already
here.
have a lot of silver.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going back into the tadpole.
Pick up the rest of the
Lol.
Celestine, and then I'll come back.
Vince doesn't trust me driving anything. Where'd you go?
Oh, latch on.
Okay.
Not in this game. No, I don't trust him. But you know, he's the only driver. He's the one with the driving license. I don't.
Speaking of driver's license, did you know that Aggro Crab has released a new game where you like play as a party doing forklifting?
Do you want to
stuff?
buy it for me?
It's very tempting. I honestly thought Blue would buy it for you to flex on his forklift certification.
I'm not gonna ask Blue to buy
Oh, but
me
you'll ask
everything.
me? You'll ask me, GrantZeebs?
You haven't bought me anything.
I must have at least once. Like not even a cherry Coke before? I'm guessing
I don't
not.
think so.
Okay.
Oh, advanced battery. Hell yeah, there we go. Oh, buddy, not you again. scanned it.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Very McFucking aggressive, and we don't know why. Why are you so mad, bro?
Maybe because of the lack of electricity in the area.
Galactic Advisor has transmitted an alert.
Notice how we don't... Oh, do we need these?
Ouch.
Nope, we can't pick those up. Okay, I thought they were something you could pick up, but I guess not.
What's the status of your ship, by the way?
Oh, I can fix it, don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm not latched on. Oh, hey, wait, hold on. Let me get this first. It's so aggressive. I love how fucking aggressive it is.
Ooh. Ow! What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, Jack? I got 1 conduit crystal from that.
Oh my god, that's really funny.
Maybe for you, but what about me?
Oh, it's a little bit of
Also,
blindness,
where the fuck are you?
know?
Are you latched on?
I'm latched on, yes,
Okay.
finally. I am finally latched on.
Okay, okay.
I have 3 conduit crystals.
Yeah, okay.
Warning.
Oh, that's a new resource.
Hull damage imminent.
And what the fuck are these? I don't recognize these. Hi there, Grin. Welcome, welcome. Ooh. Atacamite.
Atacamite. Yeah.
They're important for something. Hello, Night Sky. Welcome, welcome. Cookie for Night Sky. Where's the... Oh, there's my ship. I love how every time you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like ride shotgun. You're not gonna test the bounds of our, like, you know, your knowledge of driving or anything like that.
No, because it's more fun to let you drive around because I know where everything is.
So you're just watching me, like, you know, fuck around. Oh, hello.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hull damage imminent.
The peak viral bloom is produced by an infected angel cone. The cone
It's your game, it's your car,
conditions.
man. I'm not gonna drive your car.
Treatment
What if I ask you to?
juvenile cones nearby.
I don't wanna.
Following
I don't have a driver's
infected
license.
bubbles may lead
Ah, this is a perfect time to learn.
I don't wanna learn.
This is a perfect time to learn. Don't worry. Look, I'll repair it right now. There we go. 99%. Let's see how you go.
Okay, fine. We're just gonna look for conduit crystals, I suppose. Oh,
Yep.
there's one.
All right, now remember, we want to gently hit the brakes after we gently. Oh, I got 2 that time. Nice.
Nice.
Alrighty, maybe. Alrighty.
Let's see, where else can I bring you? Oh, there's one.
Oh, hello.
Okay, that was very helpful.
1, 2. All right, that was another 2.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conduit crystals right now. 2.
There's
3,
another one
4,
right here.
5.
Yeah, but the Sita Ray is here, being annoying piece of shit. Buddy! God, you're so mad. Latch on?
All right. Just thought I'd quickly repair it.
Yeah, I get you.
All right. 1.
Let me
2.
see. Angel Comb that way. So if I were to head, I think maybe somewhere this way. Oh, hey, look. Stuff. We have not been here.
Oh, cool. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna put some conduit in here.
Yep.
Oh wow, you filled it up with Celestine.
Seek medical attention.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Last on?
Yep. Apparently Zip met an old friend or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a few logs that don't have voice lines, which is a little
Weird.
strange, but you know,
Uh,
not complaining about that. We're looking for that.
this thing.
Yep.
Cool. You're excited to see where this game goes? So am I, Grin. So am I.
Contact. Altera starship wreck detected. One colonist black box on site.
Ooh, okay. Alright. Do you have to drive all the way?
I mean, we could. This is the first. This is as far as you can drive it, honestly. Requires repair tool.
Oh, wow. If only someone brought a repair tool to
Oh
come
wow!
along. If only.
If only someone brought a repair tool.
If only someone. Who could have that been? Hey, the lights are on. And there's a... Oh, the button doesn't do anything. Okay.
Have you played the? Have you played this Below Zero?
Yes.
You might recognize this bitch.
Oh yeah, it's crazy old lady with the cool prawn suit or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh hell yeah!
Ooh, hello.
Hello, Black Box. I am almost out of oxygen. The tailings have taken me into a cicada wreck. I think they want me to show them how our technology works. They are very interested in Nahima's bacterial scanner. Too bad they crushed it when they took it from me. Still, a good chance to observe them up
Do you
close.
need oxygen, by the way?
They are crawling directly on.
Oh, can you like float on top of it and you get oxygen?
They have many limbs
Yep.
and complex mouth parts, and no sense of personal space.
Nice.
Pitch dark, but I can.
There is one thing to scan in this room. We need to scan it because this is the only place you can get a scan of this.
The bioscanner?
Yeah.
Okay.
This scanner modification employs cultured alien bacteria to spawn metallic markers.
Bioscanner,
You will
good.
notice that happy bacteria smell like beets.
Okay, alright, going all the way back to the ship. Ouch.
Oh, cool. There's an outside.
You want me to drive it around?
Yes, please. While I head
I'll
down
come over.
here and see if there's anything cool. Those weird guys.
Beep beep.
Hello. Do we want to go back to our base?
I feel like we should find more conduit crystals, but that's just me.
Let's see. We need 3 for the bioscanner, enter an enamel glass, and we just need 2 for the feedback resonator. Okay.
Fins.
Oh, yeah, the fins. Hang on. How many do we need for the
2
fins?
for fins as well, so we need quite a lot, especially if we want to get it for both of us. I'm
yeah.
fine for going fins.
Oh, there's a thingamadiggy. Hang on a second.
Yep. God, this is
I'm all
a
out.
race.
I'm all out. I need you.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, I can't. So yeah, so we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on me.
You latch on?
Captain.
Oh. Okay, I'm latch on. Kind of wish it gave you an indication of if your friend is...
Yeah, just like a
Latched
little
on.
heads up thing of like, oh yeah, like seat belts or something.
Really seatbelt, but more like your
fuck?
friend is latched on. Wait, what is
Wait.
that? Oh
Oh,
no,
no.
we've been here.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, latched on.
Alright.
Yeah, it's basically just coasting around these areas and trying to see if we could find, oh, there's
Oh,
a
look, another
wreck
wreckage over there.
We
Yeah.
can go check it out.
Thank you for the Gears of War shirt. Do you have a favorite shirt yet, Sir Dragon?
Contact. Altera starship wreck detected. Significant viral activity below.
Oh.
The wreck may have been moved to block access to the viral source.
Stairway to Heaven?
Damn. I don't think we might be able to complete this one. Not until we get the resonator. High capacity air tank.
Oh, nice. Wait, do I have to select it as well, or did it just unlock? Okay, because I didn't get a little indicator that it unlocked for me.
No, I think we have it already. There is something else that's blinking, which... Oh, hold on. Can I get it from up here? Where is it? Can't fucking see shit. What is this? Nope. High capacity air tank as well. Which I think we already have it, so that's why it's just giving me titanium.
Ah, yeah, I would do that.
Okay, I'm coming back out. At least it's peaceful out here.
Welcome aboard.
And before the horrors come and get us.
I'm guessing because of that thunk you attached.
Yeah. Not where you died though.
No, that's fine. Another
Anything
bottle
worth
of
scanning
water.
here?
An
Just
advanced,
the advanced battery that we can't pick up for some reason.
Oh, hello. Copper ingot and a titanium ingot.
Hey.
And modification station, a lab chair. You latched on? Oh wait,
Yeah.
hang on. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Immediately bumps it. Amazing.
Oh hey, a new creature. I don't recognize that fella.
Oh, this is such a noisy little fucker. You're just following it.
Well, yeah, I want to.
Didn't do anything else. It just screams. It's gone. Oh, wait. Deep-wing brooders. This is the other leviathan that you know there's the recipe for like the eggs?
Oh.
These
what
are the
these-
eggs. Yep, but only a few of them are actually viable to pick up. The rest are just disappear.
Okay.
Oh, there's one. I found one. Just one. Well, I mean, if you go up high enough, you might be able to actually go scan them. They usually kind of coast around the surface. That is if you want to go up there.
Wait, how do you?
Yeah, they have a different color. A lot of them are just not viable, and they just disappear.
Okay. So how do you know which one's viable, which one isn't?
The ones that just stay on the ground like this and don't move, they're usually not viable. I did pick up 3 though.
Okay.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
a lot of people like to say that this is a very rare leviathan to come by. I don't blame them for thinking that way. Because it really is very rare to see them.
Oh wait, hang on. So
Oh, you want to get your stuff back?
no, it's not that. Because like my inventory is like full as is. So I was just exploring. Because how's your inventory?
I only have 2 open slots.
Okay, then. So probably we'll make a effort to double back then shortly. So
Carl lingers around here, so be careful.
yeah. I can repair whatever happens.
You won't repair the heart attack I get.
Wee. Get ready. Get ready. Wee. Oh. You see the little barrier to the... Oh, is it gone? Looks like the barrier's gone.
Wee! 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 Wee!
Honestly, this is the funnest part of the tadpole. Also, I'm pretty sure, like, we go, like, across faster in the air as well, so it's like a...
Do we?
Feels like it.
I don't think we do.
It's honestly funny just hearing a little roar, and then it just cuts off as we're in the air.
Amazing.
Yeah, look at that. Like, and before you know it, we're back, and we didn't have to deal with Carl. See? Isn't that amazing? No Carl. Titanium, you can go in there. I'm gonna go up here to deposit some of the copper I've got. We got plenty of copper wire now, which is good. Alright, so an advanced repair. I'll leave the advanced battery out for a minute. Alright, so we need enameled glass. Did you already get the enameled glass, or?
No.
Okay, hang on.
Just bring the conduit crystals in.
Yep, okay. Hang on, I'm just moving some stuff around. Man, imagine putting lead in the bioreactor. Imagine if that was an option.
Why would you do that?
I don't know, maybe lead could be used in a bioreactor. Who knows? Would be cool if you could.
More titanium. More strontium.
Stronts.
Just get like a fuck ton going.
I'm just gonna... Oh, did it? Alrighty. Gonna put this glass away. Glass. Alright. Alright, we got like 8 glass, so... Alrighty, let's have a look. So we need 2 strontium. This one, the bioscanner doesn't require any strontium. Modified survival tool analyzes ASM technology and protein biology to generate alien blueprints and biomods. Okay, okay.
Yep.
Nice. So now we can do that on the fish.
Yep.
Oh, it won't let me do it on this harvest moon. Oh, but I can do it on the nibbler.
Okay, if you want to find out what you can scan, we need to put down one biolab.
Give me a second.
You have a biolab?
Hang on. I'm picking up some titanium. We can make another room for the research and development division.
Research and development division.
Well, yeah, how else would you call it? We got plenty of energy.
Welcome aboard.
Like, look, we can just, like, let me show you how we're gonna do this, alright? We're gonna climb up this thingamadiggy, and then, like, what we can probably do is we'll just put it, like, off to the right with a, press 6 on this, press 6 on this. Standard elements, let's do a quick little corridor, and we'll put you right over here.
We can only make one feedback resonator. I'm going to let you make it.
Hang on, so... We got like 60 titanium. We got plenty of... So hang on a second while I'm... So let me just... And then... You know what we should put in here? A hatch. Would be very helpful. If I could... Why is this... Oh, because there's this light here. Hang on. I'm just gonna put you over here for now. And then...
Hello!
Hatch. We'll put you up here. There we go. And then... Hi there, Goldie. Welcome, welcome. Alright, and then we do an even bigger room. So give me a second, and then... Nope, that's too far, so we do this. And then...
While you do base stuff, I'm going to see if I can go around scanning some things.
There we go.
Welcome aboard.
Do we still need copper, by the way?
Always. Why wouldn't we?
Okay.
Alright, so what am I creating? A biolab?
Yes.
There we go. And then... harnesses excess power for later use. And then biobed, we're gonna put over into... we're gonna put in our living quarters. So then that way...
The Noetic Advisor has transmitted an alert.
Yes,
Return
yes,
to
yes.
the life pod at your convenience.
How about now? Alright, so... gonna put this on... must be placed on surface. So there's one for you. And... mine's got walls, so I'm gonna put mine... here. There we go. Mine's assigned. And yours is on the wall for your convenience over in the other room.
Okay, okay.
Okie dokie, artichoke. And then I am going to create a Noah terminal right here. Alrighty, so I got... so you need to scan a leviathan. And a gordy. Toxic sponge, and something called a houngar. An electric gordy, coral crabs, needler mungo. Ooh, nice. So, although it doesn't explain to me. Oop. Doesn't explain how we can get more passive mods. Select a bio mod on the right. It's like, okay, but you know.
Yeah.
Alright, electric gordy.
Fuck's sakes.
Anita.
Columnist black box detected. A second loss for
Got
Anita
caught by the
Gottschall.
current. Damn.
Partial voice
Oh, that's
data
bad.
retrieved.
This is my
I was trying to scan a surge jelly.
Alright, here we go.
Whee!
Got a coral crab. Alrighty.
What else do we need to scan?
A leviathan.
You can scan that yourself.
Sounds good. Not holding on to anything precious, so wish me luck. You're gonna be so like impressed by me when I go and not only scan it but come back alive. Oh, there's these little egg thingamajiggies here too.
Yeah, they have a really huge, quote-unquote, patrol range.
30 seconds.
Oh god, fucking damn it. Hang on.
You didn't bring the...
Why would I? I might die.
Okay. Sure. Thumbs up.
I don't think I've ever been to this side of the drop-off. 60 degrees northeast.
What's
Like,
there?
I don't know. Like, I'm swimming right now to see. There's a lot of egg, but a lot of them are disappearing. So...
Yeah. That's pretty normal.
Let's see. Oh, okay, there's a barrier here. Oh, but the barrier curves? Hang on.
My brother's asking what we need, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
$10,000.
I'm just asking him to get more chicken fillets and
30 seconds.
chicken stock.
Okay. I'm probably gonna drown. Nope.
Oxygen.
The hell do we use light acid for?
No idea.
Mild acid. What do we use mild acid for? Fuck all.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Really? Fuck all? I don't think so, but why does it sound like fuck all? Alright, where's the goddamn wiki?
Okay, being out in the wide open water like this does give the Leviathan a little... I just picked... Oh, it's a water filter packet. Okay. I forgot the mods I had on.
It's for the biolab and the processor. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, that's horrific.
And you made so many.
We had a lot of the neuron thingamadoogie, okay? Like, I just wanted to use it.
Could have made something else.
Like, fucking what?
Anything else.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'm just gonna try and scan a Leviathan. Fuck. Hang on. I need to get some water real quick. Or get some air. Whee! Oh. Is the Leviathan perturbed by the hot temperatures?
I mean, I don't think he'd like it.
Hmm. close do I have to get?
Close enough.
He's swimming away like a bitch.
We'll go after him then.
Yeah, I'm going at, like, he swims fast. Like, he's like 100 meters. Like, he was at first 80 meters away. Now he's 100 meters. Oh, now he's closer. Oh, he... Oh!
Print lost to physical trauma. Reprinting.
Okay.
Did you die?
I died. I lost a harvest moon, and that's it. So, you know. And a titanium. Look, it could have been a lot worse, but, you know, it wasn't that bad.
True.
Just gonna grab some lead on me, so then that way I can use it as a red herring on the reprinter to be like, oh yes, please don't let me lose this. Please don't let me lose all this lead.
How about you bring one of those distraction flares, huh?
Give me a second.
I heard it's really good.
Give me a sec. All right. Alrighty, let me get a distraction flare real quick.
Maybe a couple. Just in case.
Alright, just in case.
Bioscan of a half moon?
Yeah, apparently they were a viable target. I thought to do it. Hi there, Porking King. We're trying to scan.
Either that, or we've never scanned it before. That's why we just got it.
Okay, so for whatever...
For whatever reason.
Hang on.
Take your time.
I can't exactly describe the thing that's at the bottom of periphery like this.
Oh. You found something funny.
Hey! Why you gotta steal my shirt like this?
What did you find?
No, Artemis stole my shirt. That's all. Alright.
Oxygen.
God, alrighty.
Ganzo here. 9 survivors of Habitat with me. Tuba went back to Habitat, and a marrow breach took Ruby. I don't know if she'll be reprinted. I've heard her die so many times. But this time, she's got to be out there somewhere. She's got to. The tadpole pen's control room is locked, and all the tadpoles are gone. Sophie and Nahima took the last 2. We're stuck. We voted 8-1. We're going to go down into the hot caves. We all feel a pull there. We know it's a Mazefield hallucination. Yes, Twinkle, we know. But, hey, Anita said, if we ask the world for help, maybe it'll answer. And it's not all crazy. There's a biobed at the base camp. And Zip died at the bottom of that cave. She had a Kurotai access key that could get us through this lock.
Wait,
If you find
colonist
us,
bunker?
we're
What?
due southwest to the hot caves.
Yeah, I went exploring.
Hang on, Ruby. Sophie,
30 seconds.
I've got to tell. Here I go. Go again.
Take your time. Copper poisoning causes chorea and vocal tics.
Look, my feet move when I talk. I have moves.
Yeah, you do. You can finally dance. Sweetie, would it help to reprint?
After I report, the Jubilee group are messing with Sleep Bay 3.
Anita. Well, that means they're starving. They need biobeds to reprint. So much for the Jubilee.
They cut the cable from the Sleep Bay Noah to ours.
Thank you for the hyper himbo, I greatly appreciate it. Give me a second.
Print older versions of them from the Sleep Bay records.
Would Noah do that?
Sure. Noah reset Zip. And everyone who goes Mazefield. You know that.
But all of us.
I forgot there's no sun down here, so that didn't
That's
work.
what happened to the people who became one.
So all of this could happen again.
Warning. Power offline.
Print lost to suffocation. Reprinting.
Shit's fucked, man.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. What am I looking for? Let's go grab this Jordan. Food. And then, let's see. We can make a pavlova. That'd be cool.
If you want to, you can.
Yeah, I'll make a pavlova.
We have a lot of copper.
Nice. Ooh, the pavlova just like filled me up to full. That was impressive.
Don't eat. Don't keep using all of that. There are rumors saying that in the future that might be used for something else.
Yep, fair. Filtered water packet, Doherty's. Alrighty.
Just went to pick up a bunch of water, so we have more water.
Assign that to 1. Alrighty.
Make this house a home.
Let's try that again.
Let's try that again, and then goes out and dies again. I'm like,
Look, if I get this
Yeah.
Leviathan scan, it's gonna be impressive as fuck, is what it's gonna be, okay? Clearly, we are meant to scan it if it's an option.
What would you do if I scanned it?
I'd be very much annoyed that you accomplished it before I could. Especially since you were just like, oh, fuck no, I'm scanning the big leviathan. The Daddy Carl, please, no.
I don't like the big guy, that's it. You can actually just drive it close. I'm not saying you can't.
No, but the thing is that, like, you know, it's, if I have to be outside of the thing in order to scan it and such like that, so. Alright, nut and bolt. Yeah, this is the banjo, this is like, you know, nuts and bolts, Ratchet and Clank stuff.
Heat warning.
Copper and gold. Oh, okay, so maybe that's what I should look for. Get myself some copper and get myself some gold, and we'll have ourselves... Oh no, I don't think I'm hot enough down there, would I? Oh, now it's bright out. Okay. Hey, look, there's my, poor attempt in making, like, a cheap, like, air thingamajiggy.
Huh.
It's day out. How is it not getting any,
Warning. Power offline.
30 seconds. Oxygen.
Nope. They won't let me drink the oxygen.
Print lost to suffocation. Reprinting.
Alright, I'm gonna get the tadpole.
Hold on a moment. I'm running around with the tadpole right now. I'm trying to scan some things.
Okay. Oh wow, we got quite a bit of copper. Okay.
Go on, get the fuck out of here.
Chum cloud.
Yep. Cause I was like thinking if I can come out here and find a Houngar. Because I know they hang out with the Marrow Breaches. The Houngars basically attract the attention of the Leviathan and be like, hey man, you can fuck this guy up right here.
Cool.
Huh.
Alright, so where are you?
I found a portable locker just around here.
It's probably empty.
It's alright, I'm coming back. Can't remember what else I was looking for, but yeah.
All good, all good.
Hello.
Alright.
You can drive.
Alright. Those.
Did you lose the distraction flares, by the way?
No, I still got more.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got one in my inventory, and then here's another one.
Why are you giving it to me?
You know, just in case you need to use it. Also, I want to scan the leviathan, so you drive.
Sure.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
You want me to get up in his face?
We'll see how successful this goes. There he is, right there.
Got him.
Very nice.
Throwing the distraction flare.
Get back here.
Yep. On it. Go. Go, 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 go. Sonic Echo. Where is Sonic Echo? Adaptations? Doesn't explain it there.
Now it's your turn to look at the PDA and everything.
It doesn't show the thingy-majiggy here.
It's an active adaptation.
Databank. Are you crashing into
Hunger.
things?
No, that was a hangar. I gotta hit and run the hangars. I really hate them. Troublemakers. Look, you'd hit a fish too if it was like you're just minding your own business,
Yeah,
and
it's not
suddenly the
mentioning
fish is
anything
like,
here.
Welcome aboard.
it's alright.
Alright, I'm heading upstairs. But yeah, I want to have more passive mods.
Yeah, and all these extra passive mods are all from creatures from the other side.
Okay. Emit
Electric
a
Gordy,
sonar pulse.
Bullet Head, and Hover Thorns.
No, I
and
mean more
Meteor Mango.
passive mod slots. Because there's only like the
Yeah.
one slot. So,
Can't unlock them now.
Alright.
Maybe in the future?
Water retention. Gain more water from all sources when enlarged. Okay. Detect nearby bases, electrical power. Slow metabolism, sea skimmer. Alright. Alright. right, let's go find that other black box. Also,
What black box?
The
one for
Anita's. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you made the feedback resonator yet?
Yes, I have it on me right here.
Have you tested it out yet?
Cool. All right. Yep, I tested it out.
Very nice. Now it's your turn to break the silly things.
All right, hang on. Let me just.
Welcome aboard.
There we go. Sorry. Oh, and probably grab myself a spare battery while I'm at it. And then I'm gonna grab
Don't
some
forget food and water.
Exactly.
Because you died of dehydration the last time, which was... Oh, at least they finally fixed all the hammerheads. Just oppressively
Hi there, flat boy.
lingering around
Welcome,
our buddy.
welcome. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Nyom. Alright, so Anita's black box is further away than even the angel comb, it looks like. Alrighty. Down we go. How's it going, flat boy? You doing good? You've seen Subnautica on sale for like impulse buy money, but you're not sure if you want to get it? Well, that depends. Do you like the ocean? What am I thinking? Of course you love the ocean. This is why you're watching me, GrantZeebs, play Subnautica 2. Oh wow, we're already down at the...
Oh, there's a lot worse in the ocean in Subnautica.
Yeah, there is, but the point is that thankfully it's not the ocean. There's sharks in the ocean? Okay, well, what if I told you that there weren't sharks in Subnautica?
Why don't you... How about you just show him the leviathan? Wouldn't
It's
Just
not a
go
shark though.
straight to
It's
the
not. It's
leviathan.
not a shark.
There is a twin Sida ray here. That's the closest to a shark we know of.
But it's not a shark. Also, wee. Also, are you sure we're not meant to scan this thing?
If you want to, you can. The hoverthorns are worth scanning, though. The really thin fish that you see floating around.
There we go. Got you. And then... Okay, you scanned the hoverthorn, I imagine?
Yep.
Alright.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. So we gotta look for needler mangoes and electric gordies.
Yep.
Whee! Whee! Well, it's not really considered a horror game.
Nah, it's a survivor open crafter.
Yeah, that.
Oh, look, oh, damn it. Look at all that resources!
Well, I mean, if you want it, you can you can get it.
Don't mind me towing the line. Oh! Pfft.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Ooh.
You're here to assess? These nuts. Oh, wow, it's over here? Oh! There's a thingy there. Okay, hang on.
Okay, let me get this one.
Habitat is gone. They destroyed themselves. We are now
Just
the
going up.
only survivors. The ones who walked.
Oh, I thought it was something that would, like, shoot me upwards, but okay.
All of you have
It's a dive elevator, so technically,
Oh,
if we made one,
it goes up and down, does it? Ow.
entangled power cell?
This angel comb is sick. It is calling out to us. And I choose to answer. I say to it, this is my body, given for you.
Oh. Okay. I am latched on.
Whee!
Oh, whoa, I see 3 deposits for conduit crystals straight ahead.
Here, here, and here, I reckon.
Yep. Let me go get some of the others.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Very nice. I got the other 2. Oh, wait. Lecture Gordy? Oh, come on. Let me scan you, you fucking shithead. Got it. That's 2 adaptations. Hold on. Are you sucking... Where is that fucker? Okay, never mind. Apparently I didn't hear anything.
Warning. Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
I tell you to watch out for the depth.
Oh, what's
and then you
that
keep...
there? Hang on.
That's just a water slug.
Oh, okay.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
You're looking to get flashbanged again?
No.
Oh, bullet head, bullet head, bullet head. The best adaptation you can get. I'm not latched on. I'm not latched on. The bullet heads are attacking. There we go. I am latched on finally. Oof.
Oh,
Warning. Maximum depth reached.
have we explored
Hull
this?
damage imminent.
No. Oh, hull chassis. Oh, we just need one more. You get a big, thick boy.
Thick boy.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I think there is something. Hold on. Where? Not this Epicurean. Oof.
Oh, look, a
Remember
cave.
where? Yeah. For I think like sulfur and gold. Oh yeah, a lot of sulfur and gold.
Hmm. But the alien ruins are right across from there. Why is... Oh my god.
Grant. Why are you like this?
I just wanted to see what happens.
You're free to go if you want to find out.
Not particularly. Oh hey, a little... Where's this go?
Nowhere. Straight into Carl's territory.
Ah, okay.
Straight into Carl's territory.
That's why I'm I'm diving down. I'm diving down, aren't I? I heard you the first time.
You never listen. You never listen. You just want to.
Just want to fuck around and experiment. Sorry for having wonder. Who's Carl? Carl's a bitch. Oh hey, there's like
We're also supposed to like handle the angel comb stuff, so
yeah, there's that too. Which hang on. Okay, I thought there was something in here, but I guess not. All right. So wait, do you have the psionic resonator thing?
Nope.
So it's just me doing this shit.
Yep. This is the adult. So that's not gonna open. We need to cure the quote-unquote children first, remember?
No, okay. I wish this thing had a forward dash. That'd be cool.
No, that's too powerful, man.
Like you just have like a button, and it's just like, yeah, once every 10 seconds or so.
Maximum death rate.
That's too powerful, man.
Damage imminent.
Where the fuck is the...
What are you looking for?
Oh hey, another alien conduit.
Ooh. Let me go get it.
Apparently they're scannable as well. We haven't yet scanned them.
No, we don't need to. It's fine.
Am I going the right way? I feel like I'm not going the right way.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You remember Stairway to Heaven?
Oh, hello, another crystal thing.
Yeah.
Night Sky Gem paid me to say time for bed. It's 5 AM and now I'm blepping and tired. Good night, y'all.
All good, Night
Less than
Sky.
3.
Thank you. Thank you for sticking around as long as you could. Hopefully you have a wonderful sleep.
Up. We're looking for like the cicada wreck that was moved.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the bitch. Oh, right. There's no point in me going in here.
Yeah, you don't have the tools, do you? You drive. Hang on a second.
Shit, let me go see if I can find your stuff again.
That's... Ow! Ow! Fuck you! Alright, so that's one. Oh, there's the other one.
Successful. Return to the adult angel cone to check the status of the main viral bloom.
Alrighty.
I went exploring.
Okay.
I'll be back. I was trying to see if I could find your stuff again, but apparently not.
Nah, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was all useless shit. Nothing important. Oh no, now comes the fun part where I've lost how to get out of this little hole.
Oh. Do you need help?
Not yet. Maybe. I'm just trying to find the hole.
Over here.
Oh. There's the hole. And then,
It's a whole lot of fun. Bonk.
Is that the only thing we needed to fix?
Nope. There's another 2 more children we need to fix.
Okay. Well, where the fuck are they?
Pull the lever.
Follow the roots.
Can you drive when I get to the... Let me see, is there a route down
Sure.
here?
Yeah.
Kind of. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
there's,
you're going... No, you're going the right way.
This way? Oh, that
Yep.
gets you back
There
to
it
the...
is.
But... Okay.
Oh. Right, okay. Hold on. Do you want me to drive?
Yes, please. 1 second.
Okay, fine.
Hang on. There we go. Alright. Drive! Cue the song from Ariel's Under the Sea. Under the sea.
Not this way.
Under the sea. Down where it's better. Take... Everything is better. Take it from me. Da 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 da. While we enjoying full time in floating under the sea. Da 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 dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da dun. Look, I don't know all this. I don't know all the lyrics, okay? But I know the song, okay?
You know enough. That's fine. It is here somewhere.
Ah. Thank you
Nice
for the new
place.
shirt. It's the random D20s.
Oh. Not the way I was supposed to go, but okay, sure.
Alrighty then, I see the things.
Go for destroy.
And where's the other? There's the other one. Where's my wife? Oh, there's my wife. Where's my keys? Oh, there's my keys.
Oh, wait. We're in Needler Mango territory. Have you latched on? No.
Nah, I'm just grabbing some needler nonsense. Oh, I'm full on thingy, so I can't. Damn.
You wanna scan the boys?
Where are they? Oh, these guys.
Oh, it's actually very cool that you actually see them lose their teeth as they fire it.
Nice.
Alright. I've scanned this boy, and that's all the mods right now, if I'm not wrong.
Alrighty, hang on. Oh, damn it! I accidentally attached a hard point. Now grab onto the thing. Latched.
Okay.
So that's 2.
Yep.
But yeah, how's it going, Lady Alias? You doing good?
Right here.
Okay, alright. Where's the other one? I don't...
Over here.
Successful. Return to the main viral bloom to assess its state.
Now we can go back to the angel comb.
Oh! Shit!
Sorry?
Sorry, let me grab you, and then... Dink, and donk. Alright. I'm good.
Okay. You accidentally yoinked the thing off again, did you?
Yeah, I accidentally yoinked the thing off. Just joinked it off the hard point. What can I say? I'm a yoinker.
Can't believe this yoinker.
This yoinker. Sounds like the juvenile. It's like a goon juvenile version of a thief. So rather than calling someone a henchman, you call him a goon. And this one, it's like you don't call him a thief, you call him a yoinker. Just yoinking things. But yeah, how's it? Hopefully, Faded Foxo is having a wonderful time. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna get a 4th. Oop, oh.
I just want to grab this guy. Ow!
Cool.
Okay, the fucking Sidare is here. Fucking bastard. Go away. Nobody likes you. Whoa. Damn.
They're very aggressive, even though I'm so far away.
Yeah. That's how it is. You wanna latch on?
Oh, there's the other thingy-majiggy. Not yet. Is there 3 or 2?
Should be 2.
2? Okay. What are you gonna be doing with your weekend? Are you doing Saturday work still, or you done with that shit?
Me?
Yeah.
I quit my job.
Yeah, and then you went and got a new one.
I haven't gotten a new one.
What? Hey, I get the angel comb. The employed gets the angel zone. Thank you very much. Get your hand.
Well, then get it.
Form is a biological antenna. It archives useful genetic material from its core as it matures, making it a perfect gene donor.
You can now perceive and interact with Axum technology. Oh, cool. You want to help on?
I'm good for oxygen. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you handle the alien stuff. I'm gonna pick up
The
some crystals.
noetic advisor has transmitted an alert. Return to the life pod.
Turn electric machine control deep?
Thank you for the hyper himbo, Nano Gamer. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so
Lower generator control.
Hot water now flowing into turbine. Locate main controls to restart power plant.
Okay.
The other control is literally right straight up.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's a whole animation and everything. You missed it.
Yeah. Probably not important. 51% himbo rating. Nice work, Tabitha Fox. Turn electricity machine control shallow. Oh hey, there's other things in here.
There are other buttons. You should pay attention to the other buttons on the screen, on the panel.
Okay, so... Oh.
Oh.
Oh?
Yeah. The big red button, you didn't press it.
Oh.
Okay, this button cannot be pressed because there's something else that we need to do.
This is why I have the expert with me.
Yeah, because this thing is, if you can see where I am right now.
One sec.
Shit is fucked up. So we need to scan this.
Forensic simulations indicate
and we need to repair it. It is very expensive.
Will require an enormous quantity of resources.
10 titanium ingots, 10 strontium, and 10 manga alloy ingots.
Okay.
It is a lot.
We can do the titanium ingots.
Hang on. Titanium will be easy to come by. Manga alloy ingots needs titanium as well, so we'll need a total of 20 titanium ingots. The question is whether or not we have enough atamakite and trilobite.
Oh, do you remember this thing?
What thing?
Oh no, we were here before, weren't we? Yeah, we were here before.
Yes, we've been here.
Alright, hang on, let's go down and see, is there any more of that Antilo bullshit? You're back? Welcome back, Nano Gamer. Sorry to hear that your internet went out, though. That's not usually ideal.
Probably head back, unless you want to pick up more materials.
Now, let's return the materials that we have for now. Ow. Ow.
Oof, oof. Because I have more inventory space, that's why I'm like, should we pick up more, or should we just head back?
Let's get some... Let's see, we got quartz. Oh, look, titanium.
Not even just titanium, there's oh.
My
Okay, yeah.
inventory is full at this point already.
I can pick it up. Man, that mango. The mango's angry. Then again, the angles are being like, the fuck are you doing in my house? Get out.
Why is there an $800,000 charge on my credit card?
Oh, look at this crab. Crabba.
Oh, hello.
Ooh. Titanium ingot.
My inventory's full, and there's water and rubber.
Yeah, I get it. I'll get it. I get it. Water, rubber, titanium ingots.
Holy hell!
Damn, we made it!
When those things...
Tailings.
When the tailings came after us, all I could think was we aren't going to reprint. This is it. I finally get to go outside, and the first thing I do is die on a spear.
Let's sort this cash into take and bury. Why didn't Sophie let you outside?
Why didn't I ever do any work, you mean?
Hey, you always seem cool. I just never...
Oh wow, titanium up the wazoo.
Do anything.
I'm keeping something secret. If I ever got sick and reset, Sophie wasn't
Oh my
sure
god, the eggs again.
secret again, so I had to
Oh,
stay
hold on.
safe.
I see one.
Ruby gets killed all the time. Really freaks me out.
Yeah, she asked me to listen to a recording once.
Thanks for talking me into leaving her.
What?
I mean, I would have gone looking for her, and
The maze field would have got you.
I can hear the tree twinkle.
Okay.
It wants me to go into the sea and feed myself to it.
If you do that, you'll never see Ruby again.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, we can't stay here. Tailings don't like the open plains. We can build there and start scanning for the Jubilee.
So that's my emergency pod.
Power offline.
Which doesn't have power because I think it's too deep.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Like, good idea, but still.
Yeah, it needs to be a different kind of generator in order to do it, so... Hi there, degenerate. Welcome, welcome. You having a good time gaming?
Yeah.
With all this shaking and... What's doing
Is this
that?
marrow breaches?
Okay.
Where are you going?
Sorry, got into an exploration kind of mindset of like, you know, what was the big ones. You can see how the...
Ow.
You hear
Oh! Hold on. Yep. Oh! Oh!
Upgraded. Tool quick access improved.
that? Nice. Power cell terminal, we already got. Power storage, we already got. Already got a lab chair. Already got the bio bed. I already got all these things, unfortunately. Shame. Alright.
On. I am latched on.
Captain.
So yeah, because I heard the noise and I was just like, oh, hang on. So yeah, color me curious about noise.
The Noetic advisor has transmitted an alert.
Oh, another
Return
one.
to the life pod at your convenience.
Alrighty. I might have regretted making so many additional, like, rooms and things at our base, but I'm pretty sure we have enough titanium.
We can get more.
We have, like, 60-ish.
Yeah.
Also, we can do like a mining thing, can't we now?
Power connected. All systems
yeah.
online.
We need one manga alloy ingot. Oh, my brain is not working right now. Titanium. Yeah, that's gonna go by really quick.
Alrighty, hang on. Metals, gold, titanium.
Yeah, we don't have enough Atamite.
Darn. Okay.
We are just missing one trilolite, unless you have one.
Creature enamel, copper, quartz, and then there's the whatever's left in the storage thingamadiggy.
Oh, come on, man. I was holding on to a friend and I clicked and I accidentally ate friend.
Oh no! Why would you eat your friend?
Oh, I'm sorry. The friend actually gave me better food. What? Better water. Water being 40 water. The flash slug with salt gives you 55 water. What the hell? What, you him Han over?
I was just going, it's okay.
Welcome aboard.
Let's see, how many... Actually, I thought you have a bunch of titanium ingots somewhere. 4. We have total of 4 titanium ingots right now. 4?
4. And then there's like another 2 chests worth of titanium.
Yeah, and I'm also making a bunch of titanium right now.
Welcome aboard.
1 plasteel in here.
Welcome aboard.
Did you pick up a bunch of Celestine as well?
I picked up conduit crystals and something called troilite.
Yeah, troilite is also needed. Oh, we have 1 troilite, is that right?
No, we have another 4. But hang on, I'm just gonna put the troilite and the conduit crystals into the titanium, thingy.
Box, for now.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit here and just produce like a bunch of titanium stuff.
We can create a second processor.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
Oh, she says...
Do we have the materials to make another processor?
I reckon we could. It's not like we're running out of power or anything like that either. It's just annoying that there's like all this lead here and we can't use it for shit. Like, what's the
Except for Genanium, I guess.
Can Genanium be turned into anything that we need?
No.
What a waste. Yoink.
Welcome aboard.
Just make a bunch of titanium
Yeah, I got
ingots.
a lot more coming in. There we go, and then using the water slugs. Using a flash slug and some salt, you get some isotonic water.
Yeah. Do you have the splash slug on you?
No. I just thought it was
Damn.
interesting that
What a shame.
There we go.
Okay, I think we have enough titanium ingots. We just need to make strontium and manga alloy.
Okay, so we don't need any more of this titanium being done, or we still need to wait for the titanium to
No,
be done?
we still need titanium. We need a total of 20. I put 10 on the tadpole.
Yep.
I'm holding on to 5 right now. Okay, we'll just have to wait. I'm gonna shove it into the titanium storage here.
Oh, we're gonna need to make some bioblock. Hang on. Also, what does this guy want?
Oh, we have enough atomokite.
I can only isolate one. Udal Singh, the mission by...
Interior facilities, another processor. Sorry, what do you need made?
We...
Mangalloy ingot?
Yeah, mangalloy ingots.
How many do we need?
10.
Not enough resources. Alright, so I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do 5 up in here. So you can do like 5 downstairs.
I'm still making the titanium alloy.
Alright, well there's...
Okay, yeah, we do have... we do have just enough, I think, atomokite. We have a lot, holy shit. Crazy.
Oh, there's strontium up here. Okay.
Not a lot, I think, but we need 10 total. How many strontium is upstairs?
I saw like 5.
Oh, we have 5 already? Goddamn. That's gonna be easy. Wherever it is. 6. We have 6 strontium. Okay, so we just need to make 4 more.
Alright, don't mind me as I...
How many manga alloy do you have right now?
There's like 5 being made in the processor upstairs.
Okay, I'm making another 5 downstairs. You have 3 in slots up here. Okay, so we do have a bunch of leftover stuff. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
We can use some of that manga alloy to make more stuff, honestly.
That'd be good. I think there was like a what's-a-mahoozy thing as well.
Metal farm.
Yeah. Does it depend where we put the metal farm, or...?
Nope. you can put it anywhere, but it needs to be directly connected with power, which means you need to put it near a power transmitter. In order to use it, you put one item that you want it to grow, and then we just wait.
All good, all good.
And the
So-
manga alloy upstairs is done. Let me get strontium. 4 more strontium. We have just enough materials. Damn. First time I've actually
You're
gotten enough materials.
Lol, you're just like, maybe, just maybe. And fucking us as kleptomaniacs is just like, oh boy.
Oh, buddy, materials! And then just yoink them off the ground.
Yep.
Tearing them off the walls.
I think it's because we worked together is what did it. Teamwork
Yeah.
makes the dream work.
Oh my god, wait. You have an axiom bacterial culture. Nice. Which means we could make, like, maybe 2 metal farms?
Mm-hmm.
So just waiting for the strontium right now. Fucking 3 more strontium.
Axum bacterial
One more.
culture. Cool. Although we do need to refill this thing with biofuel, so hang on a second. Did we... Oh, so you're making strontium here. 1,
Yep. The processor downstairs
2,
is free.
3. Oh, okay. We'll use that to make some...
So that's all the manga alloy do we need to fix the... turbine.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, just gonna go
One
out.
more strontium. Okay. Finding more crab shit.
Alright, just let me...
In creative mode, I made a base, and then apparently one of the crabs got stuck under the base, which meant like it was constantly generating resources under me.
Welcome aboard.
Every so often, I just leave the base just to go underneath and pick up like a bunch of stuff. Nice. Strontium. That's all the strontium.
Nice. I'm just waiting on a bio block to be made, and then... Because there's only like 2 left in the bio thing. Actually, I could probably... Yeah, I can turn this off, and... like... Hang on. Oh yeah, the only reason it's using so much is because we have like 2 different processors going off at one time right now.
Yep. Pretty much. Are you ready?
And then it's making titanium ingots? What?
Just 2. So we can make more manga alloys to build the metal farm. Okay, so we have the 10 titanium, 10 manga alloy, and strontium that we need. That's literally everything.
Alright.
Are you ready? Or do you want to do other things first?
Welcome aboard.
Let me grab some food to bring along with me. Alright. Oh, we're full up on the what's this? I'm gonna turn this into water.
We have so many Gordies. God damn, I'm gonna cook all the Gordies to eat.
Probably a good idea, honestly.
Delicious. Excellent. I am ready. Also, we also unlocked like a bunch of stuff for biolabs.
Yeah, I didn't really... Like, we don't have a lot of slots is the thing. Charge the tadpole's power in shallow waters during the day. Oh, cool. Not necessary. Alrighty.
It all makes me wonder what bioluminescence is. I just want to see how bright I am. Where you at? Hello.
Hello. Just makes the hair a little glowy, and that's about it. Alrighty.
Huh. What a shame.
Let's go. And apparently Sing's back box is over there as well. You latched?
Not yet. Okay, now I am.
We got everything?
Yep. On my person and in the box.
Alrighty.
My hands are glowing, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, I guess whatever part of your body is exposed is what's doing the bioluminescence. So.
I guess when it gets dark or something.
Well,
I wonder why this is a thing. Oh, just in case you guys can't see each other. I'm like, but we have icons over our heads every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he really just right there? Yeah, he is.
We'll see what you look like when we're like, you know, deep underground.
Well, not here, hopefully.
There's been a lot of updates that's been going into No Man's Sky recently.
There's always been updates for No Man's Sky.
The
It's like they're still apologizing for fucking up the release.
We
really
might,
do feel like that.
Like, it does feel like that at this point. Because, like, the first few, it was like, ah, yes, finally. But now it's been, like, how many years now? Like, oh, hello, I don't remember this structure. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been here.
Have we? This one? This one in particular?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, can you go and see if you can scan it? Which, no,
Okay.
it's a Rosetta Stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. But yeah, like, it must have been 10 years at this point. Like, the most recent one, he's like, oh yeah, there's nothing to do in No Man's Sky? How about bees and swarms and things? I love how, like, someone's done, like, a little, like, edited comic of, like, ah, yes, free updates for all, and someone's turning around looking at Sean on Murphy and is just sort of like, have you, like, you know, have you learned to, like, forgive yourself? I feel like we need, like, as, like, you know, people who have absorbed video games and such, maybe we should do a, hey, there's a little thingy-majiggy to read over here. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do.
What does it
I
say?
have the eyes. I mean, you gotta get much closer.
New methane burner. It's a new methane burner.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's fun.
But yeah, like, maybe we might need to do an open letter of, like, you know, like, it's at this, like, we are, like, actually thankful and what have you, and, like, would want to, like, offer an apology or something like that. All right, where's the broken? There's the broken turbine.
Oh wow.
Power plant repair.
That's everything.
Power plant overhaul.
So we can go back to the control panel.
Room cleared. Ready for restart.
I'll let you do the honors.
And this time I have to. Oh, hello. I can scan the control room. All right, so now I can press the big button and the turbine is running. That button is pressed, so now... Yep, cool.
Alien power plant. Turbine rotating. Output. Steady.
Can you still scan yourself like in the first Subnautica? Nah, you can't scan yourself. I don't know if they would want to go down the viral route again of like, oh yeah, you got a viral infection. I don't think they're going down that route again. I think they're going down the route of like, oh, is this really your mind, or is this like, you know, someone influencing you?
Observatory nearby. Entering the structure will give you a strong salvage claim.
God, they're really into music. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's very loud. Okay, where do they want us going? Down to where?
No, to the observatory.
Up to the top?
No. How do I tell you this?
Because there's the little thingamadiggy there.
There is no indicator, so it's basically an alien building that was the first thing you saw when you entered this area. After dealing with Carl, that is. Which I think you never saw it. Do you want me to drive?
Hang on.
Because I know where it is.
Well, let's head to this black box and then we can drive.
Okay.
Well,
this should give us the last blueprint that we need.
Contact. Altera starship wreck detected. 3 colonist black boxes on site.
Ooh, therapy room.
I don't know about you, but this ain't no therapy room I've ever seen in my life.
I saw the tailings. They got too far. They took their stanks. Go help him. I'll meet.
I'm just
Brother,
fixing this
why do you keep
door.
dying in such horrible ways?
Well, these are black boxes, so I'm imagining we're gonna get nothing but death. Okay, you know what? This might be worth your your bioluminescence nonsense.
Why?
Because I can't see shit.
Do I actually glow?
Oh, did you get the tadpole thingy?
Yeah, I did. It's outside.
Nice.
Where? Where are you?
Having a hard time seeing.
Hello.
Hello.
There ain't shit here, bro.
Oh, okay.
Dining table.
That's annoying. Like, what's the fucking
Like,
point of
maybe
this
the
place?
feedback resonator? I mean, because
But that
it's
was
literally
before
right at
the
door.
repair, so like, why would they...
Yeah.
There must be some spices.
Oh, look! Titanium ingot. And another survival multi-tool.
What, don't pick it up. Do we need it?
Not really. Alright,
oh,
so
wait, I'm driving. Okay, hold on. I'm driving.
ready!
Right. Yay, it's my turn to drive.
Woo! Ugh. Alrighty, chat.
Now he gets to read chat.
Tabitha's sad. They wish they could scan themselves. They like it.
I mean, the Kara isn't in this game.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
The Kara was also manufactured as well. Like, we learned that in Subnautica, Sub-Zero, whatever the fuck the Zero thingamadiggy one was called.
Below Zero.
Below Zero. We learned that the viral infection was actually manufactured as well. Like, this... We were talking to an alien dude, and the alien dude's like, ah, yeah, confession time, that was me. So we're heading to this alien ruins?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not this one in particular, I'm using it as a waypoint.
Ah, okay, okay.
Because I'm surprised you didn't see this whole ass building here. This building.
Wait. It goes up to the top, doesn't it? Oh. Maybe not? Question mark?
Okay, let me just swing around the entrance because this entire thing, this would have been the first thing you saw, so it would have basically motivated you to come here and find out
Oh.
that you couldn't get inside because we couldn't figure out how to open the door.
Because it said, this is not a cipher vault. Nothing useful to Axum is stored here. It will not save you or your spawn. It is a message for helpful aliens. For hope's sake, do not destroy it, Soredia.
So if you had come through here, you would just notice that we were trying to get in, but they couldn't.
Yeah, and if we're lucky, Nahima kills us and fills our biobeds with concrete before the tailings get to us. This is the history. We can't blow it up.
No living thing has disturbed this space in more than 2 centuries. The observatory's water is enriched by oxygen bubblers. Please do not become accustomed to this convenience.
Long ago, fire users called
Solar system and nearby stars, including Pulsar, matching to TransGov known Pulsar database. Estimating distance from Earth.
Found the world tree at Xander. After the 0 year, when the daughter fell from space, all Axum fled to deep water.
Please consult your noetic advisor.
In the year 500 Pi, brave Magi and Zephyrs returning, they rebuilt this observatory to study the Whatsamahusi messenger. Cool, twin sun thing.
Yep. So there are these little hatches up here. Where are you going?
Whoops, okay.
It's not ready. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Okay.
Up here. There are 3 hatches you can go through. Oh, no. They're like 4 hatches. Okay. This one you need to see.
Architects, we beg
Behind you.
aid.
Yep.
The world trees are dying. Their angels cry out to us. The trees' roots feed the world, and the world feeds the trees. Each requires other, as we require you. But the roots are rotting. The nuclear heart dims. There is hope. Cross the Great Trench to Xanadu. Find the Veps. The tree's genes may live in them. Find the Veps. Renew this tree. Beware. Cryptids slumber beneath the trees. They fear you. We leave them to your mercy. Analyzing message. The Axum language refers to the Titan-class lifeform on the horizon. As a world tree, there is an alien hibernation crypt below the world tree. Site designation: Xanadu. Site status: unknown.
Thank you for playing. You can continue to explore, build, and enjoy the world, but you have reached the end of the current early access story and progression. We want to thank you for playing and hope that you will join our open... Yay! Also, I have no idea what the fuck this is at my feet.
What is at your feet?
That's me looking down, so... You see it?
No. Oh, you're still upstairs. Okay.
Yep.
Yep, so that's the end of the game so far.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, to find out that, oh, the tree is technically sick.
Yeah.
And we need to try fixing it.
Well, we knew it was sick because there was other there was all these other, like, you know, seed thingamadiggies that were, like, either infected or damaged and such. And it's interesting that we have our, because there's, like, some peeps who are like, oh, you know, don't listen to the world tree and all this kind of nonsense. And then we have this weird tree hugger lady that's like, listen to the world tree and being a bioterrorist to all the other humans and shit. So it's like, well, what's going on here? Like, is she just lucking out that, like, oh yeah, we should be listening to the tree? Or is all the actions that she's doing right now playing into, like, you know, the like the desires of the tree and shit, and so like we're gonna probably have a conflict between between Noah and the world tree because of that. Questions that I imagine will be answered as we go deeper into the early access.
Yeah.
So, cause yeah, she was going a little bit crazy and was like, "Ah, yeah, let's like unbridle ourselves from Altera and our attempts in trying to go back home. There is no meaning in our lives back there, and so we'll do whatever the fuck we want here." And then she just started blowing up like biobeds and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, if the case of, like, everybody's falling sick to Maysfield, and everybody's going straight to the tree because they're going insane, quite literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what other option do they have?
Yeah. What if...
And the fact that Noah was able to reprint a person and reset them back to having, like, no memories. Like, they're a fresh human being who's never stepped on this planet before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit really would fuck up a lot of people.
Yeah, so it's like, how many copies of whoever has gone to the world tree?
Yep. So now we know that there is actually something wrong with the world tree. And that's why all this stuff could be the reason why it's happening. We just don't know yet until we get there. Also, the fun part is if you didn't go to the Rosetta Stone or before you interacted with that,
yeah,
you would have just saw the entire thing, but you would not understand a fucking shit about it. It wouldn't even give you the "thank you for playing" message.
Ah, okay. Distance
because
from
it's
Earth.
like you don't understand anything. You don't understand anything. It's just really funny.
Are you prepared for a difficult conversation? Remember that 40,000 lives are counting on you. Yes. You know that you are not on Zazura, therefore you have to dose that you are not 14 light years from the nearest phase gate. Your PDA indicated the pulsar in the as PSR, K, It's near the galactic core, 20,000 light years from home. Holy shit. We have traveled further than any human beings in history. There is no possibility of rescue or return. The civilization we build here will not reconnect with humanity for at least twice the length of recorded human history. Damn.
I printed 26 colonists before the sleep bay drowned. Many of them more than once. This is...
crazy. But also, like, how the fuck did we get, like, 20,000... like light years and getting so close to the Earth's core? I didn't think we got... did we go through some sort of alien thingy-majiggy to end up here, or was this just like, oh, we overslept?
It was mentioned that we maybe they saw a phase gate and then the ship decided to just autocorrect to go after it for some reason. Nobody fucking knows.
Fair. Alrighty, I'm gonna just put this titanium away. Hang on a sec. Also, what's being... and then donk. Sorry, I'm just putting the bio block away. And then putting the titanium in here. Wow, we used up all of our titanium.
Crazy work.
Crazy work. And now we have the... and I'm guessing we now have the materials we need to do the... Alright, so that's a dive elevator. Metal farm requires manga, alloy, and axiom... oh, are you already making something?
I have the manga alloy. Let me put it in so you can make it somewhere.
I can make it right here.
So let's see, because we don't want to keep going back there often. I think growing the trilite and the atomite might be useful.
The question is, do we have those things in one of these storages?
Yeah, we do. Where'd you put it?
Alright, so there's the acatomite, and...
I put one trilite in. So we just gotta wait literally 20 minutes.
Alright, and then...
Mango,
here's-
go away. Ow.
There we go. Oh, we are running out of...
I put the Akama kite in, and that is another 20 minutes. Okay.
Cool.
So we just have to basically wait.
Alright, cool. Let me just do another turbine while I'm waiting.
Yep.
Hang on, it won't let me. 2, 3, 4,
Hold the fuck
5.
away.
Alright. And then I move you over here. And then you over here. So we just seeing this
just keeps
just
assaulting you.
Yeah, and also like look at this. Look at the fucking ridiculousness of all these fucking turbines here.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Did you pick up more Celestine?
I've got one piece of Celestine on me right now. I was
Can you
gonna
put it in somewhere.
I was gonna put it into a. Hang on a second. I need to. Damn it! I still need to mix. All right, so 1, 2, 3. There we go.
30 seconds.
Sorry, I'm just gonna. God, there's gonna be so much fucking. We're gonna have so much energy. Look at that. When it gets to nighttime, we're not gonna feel a fucking difference. Look at that.
Oxygen.
Oh.
Out there working for so long that you needed oxygen. God damn.
Yeah. Alright. It's in storage somewhere.
Yay. The last 2 Celestine.
What are you making?
The feedback resonator.
Nice. Nice. Alrighty. But yeah, it looks like we're out of titanium.
Damn.
Damn.
Wow. Oh, wait, we should find out if we can actually, you know what? What do we need to make the hauler?
The whatter?
Yeah, we got the hull chassis.
Oh, hull. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. Sorry. I was just
Crying.
Your
4
accent.
titanium ingots. Crying. Oh my god. We need like 4 titanium ingots.
Oh my
and 3
gosh.
strontium and 2 enameled glass and 1 dedicated core.
We got some enamel glass. I made a shit ton of it earlier.
We gotta go back and get more Celestine. Fuck.
Picking up some random quartz. And I really need in this suspicious cave. Not in large quantities, at least, anyway.
You need in a suspicious cave?
I just called it a suspicious cave is all. It's okay.
Why do you call it a suspicious cave?
It was just suspicious, that was all. Like, do I need to give my reasons for thinking something is suspicious?
I guess not.
Nyom.
And just waiting for the another 15 minutes. Ugh. 5 years later.
It will be annoying if it's like 20 minutes later, getting one. It's just one thing a minute, or every 20 minutes.
That would be awful, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't put it past this game. It would be a very terrible conversion rate.
Well, I mean, it is a rare resource.
We have no need for sulfur, do we?
No.
Radio.
Not unless you need more strong acid.
Nah, probably not. I'll be frank, I'm kind of surprised we got to the end that quickly.
I knew.
Ah, okay.
I knew we were gonna be there.
Quick and easy. Alright, it's nighttime and we're currently using 202 energy. We're getting 202 energy and we're using 103. Yeah, we're totally fine.
The Noetic advisor has transmitted an alert.
Lol.
To the life pod at your
Another one.
Really?
That's kind of
For
hilarious.
who? That's my question. Guess I'll find out. It's for fucking Zip.
Zip. Zippity. Alright, change recipe over to BioBlock again. Throw that in. Lol, used up all the silver, finally.
Damn, really?
Yeah. I look at all them turbines working overtime.
Welcome aboard. This black box suffered electrical damage.
But yeah, would it be nice to have additional, like, passive slots rather than just it, you know?
I mean, maybe right now they didn't think that we need more, so they're just leaving it like that. I mean, that's fair, but be nice. You gave us, you're teasing us here, bro.
Dockable passenger and cargo chassis. Okay. Strontium, dedicated coordinate. Yep.
Sobbing.
Pissing and shitting and sobbing.
Pissing and shitting and like sobbing and stuff. Oh my god.
Alright.
I kinda like hate this.
Furniture and
30 seconds.
Go. I wonder if this thing needs to be placed on the outside instead.
Outside of what?
The reserve power. Like, if it needs to be on the outside where all the power is
No.
No, it has to be on the... Is it fine on the inside? Okay.
Yeah, so it's an inside thing.
Welcome aboard.
It's just I never see it, like... I never see, like, a green bar on here charging or anything like that.
I think the first time you put them down, it was it did that, and then after that, for some reason, it glitches out. Even in my game, it does the same thing.
Okay, okay.
That's why I don't exactly question it that much. It sucks, but you know.
Yeah, yeah. Recipe. Yeah. Alright.
Jeez, I just realized it's like 7 o'clock. I need to make dinner.
Oh, good. The next big question I'll have is what the fuck will I play on Fridays? Although, to be fair, I'm not going to be able to do a stream next Friday, because next Friday, I am going to be going on a camping trip with my girlfriend.
Hey, I hope you guys have fun.
I hope so, too, because it's going to be, like, the first... Because, like, we've hung out and all that kind of nonsense, like, you know, for like, you know, a decent amount of time in the day, or, like, did something in the late afternoon, evening, and then stayed overnight. But this will be, like, the first time where it's, like, a long weekend kind of thing. So it's like, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fire tourney night next Friday night. So you're excited. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I need to go to the bathroom. Advertisement is going to start in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to use that advertisement to run that right at the get-go. And then just, ding.
Really have anything else I want to do in this game? I'm probably gonna pop out, because I do need to make dinner.
Oh no!
Unfortunately, I have responsibilities.
Responsibilities! Jack, cool, Jack's still here. Nice. I was worried you would have left me during a moment of vulnerability when I was out of the toilet.
What is going to attack you in the toilet? Excuse me?
There's more than physical vulnerability, Jack. There's emotional and social vulnerabilities. There's other... Also, what the fuck is this on my... Yeah. Anyways, Brain, you can do this, Grant. You can do the thing in the diggies. But yeah, so like next week, like Friday, like long weekend kind of thing, we'll be going to a camping trip with my girlfriend. So looking forward to that. We're gonna be doing like a dress up or something like that because of the fire tourney and other stuff. Yeah. Then I need to talk to Blue about like the next time we're gonna be playing games together. Then there's the, blah, 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 blah. Where's my brain at? Then the next thing is, well, this Sunday, actually, I'm going to be playing Diablo 2 with Code and Velk. So, like, hopefully we'll get some decent progress through Diablo 2 and such, because it looks like it will be a lot more about the, it's still doing the thing about, like, Diablo 1's thing, where it's about the items you use in your builds and such. I've not... Like, I don't have too much of a care for the, for, like, the skills, because it's all one at a time stuff. It isn't like, you know, multiple buffs can be on at the same time. It's just one at a time. So it's going to be more about, like, using items and what have you. So, yeah. So, I am going to make a manual save here. Save is successful. And I'm going to exit out of here. Okay?
Okay.
So yeah, because what time is it? It's like 9:17. So yeah, so we've encroached upon the point of like realistically, this is the end of the stream. I don't have like anything explicitly in my mind right now that I want to go on like long tirades about and such like that. I know, uncharacteristic of me. Normally there's always something in my brain that I'm like, I need to talk about this to the viewers. I gotta talk to the peoples. I got people listening to me at this point. It's like, no, I don't have any of that right now. Instead, and I'm in a very much like a, you know, kind of like interested in like sort of, you know, slowly changing over into a more relaxed and just like, you know, idly sort of feels. Check out another kind of, here you go, degenerate. Kind of like, you know, check out other streamers and what have you, and maybe go into like, you know, like one of my what do you call those kinds of, like one of those off stream, like, you know, just dopamine kind of games where it's like, it's not something I'm playing on stream, but it's something I like to just put a little bit of time into and not present, not do like, you know, meows and, you know, and like, you know, 30-minute rants and what have you. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Alrighty then.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go and see who is online and who we can go and raid. Oh my goodness, Bolty is streaming again. I thought it was like a one-time thing or anything like that, but it looks like they're doing it in a more regular cadence now. And normally they have like a like Bolty Fox, but it looks like they're doing a lot more IRL streaming as well. So we're gonna go with that one. We're gonna what's a good raid message to? Because we'll just go with our.
We'll bring the ocean to you.
We'll bring the ocean to you, like Himbo raid. We'll bring the ocean to you. Alrighty, so that's gonna be our raid message. If you are not subscribed, that's okay. You're welcome to use whatever other kinds of messages or other kinds of emojis you want. I just like my emojis and such, and you can get them by subscribing to me. But yeah, otherwise, that is going to be it for me tonight. I'm honestly kind of surprised that I was able to get to the end as we did. So I will be back online Sunday morning, like 9 a.m. my time. Because I'll be going through Diablo 2 as I mentioned, and Jack, thank you so much for joining in with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope the job hunting and what have you goes relatively easy for you, and you find something that with a nice little work-life balance. Because I love seeing you posting the arts, and it's always great being able to, you know, join in on some like, you know, collaborative gaming and what have you.
Yeah.
So yeah. And for everyone else, thank you for coming along to tonight's stream. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. And if I don't see you Sunday morning, hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.